Earth starts spinning twice as fast. Sounds exciting, right? But hold on, this isn't good news. Days would last only 12 hours, storms would double in power, and oceans would rise into massive walls of water. You'd wake up to tornadoes where calm cities once stood. Gravity would shift, time would break, and sleep? Forget it. So, what if Earth really started spinning twice as fast? Could we survive the chaos? The sudden spin-up. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing something feels wrong. The sun is already higher in the sky than it should be. You check the clock. It's only 7 a.m., but shadows are moving across the street like lightning. Hours feel like minutes, and before you finish breakfast, night starts to fall again. The Earth has doubled its spin. Our 24-hour rhythm has been cut in half. But how could this even happen? Did a massive asteroid crash into us, jolting the planet like a spinning top? Or did something deep inside Earth's molten core suddenly shift and speed up the rotation? The ground vibrates under your feet, humming like an engine pushed to its limit. The air feels heavier as wind patterns twist faster and faster. Birds fight the air but can't stay steady. Flocks scatter in confusion. Planes struggle to control altitude and crash as the air currents spiral out of balance. Above, the moon seems to wobble. It doesn't rise or set where it used to because the faster rotation changes how we see the sky. Satellites that used to orbit smoothly now lose their paths, burning up in the atmosphere. Would you even trust the ground anymore when everything around you is spinning faster? Could the human body survive a world that never slows down? Your inner ear, your heartbeat, even your sense of balance depend on Earth's rhythm. If that rhythm doubles overnight, what happens to us? Time breaks down. With the faster spin, your 24-hour day disappears. Now, you only have 12 hours total. 6 hours of sunlight and 6 hours of night. The clock ticks the same, but time itself feels broken. You wake up to bright morning light, and before you finish lunch, the sun sets again. Factories can't keep up with schedules. Workers fall asleep at their desks. Students get out of school only to find it's already dark. Would time feel faster, or would you feel slower? Would your brain adjust, or would you start to panic when the world spins while you try to rest? Plants would suffer too. They depend on steady sunlight to grow. Now the sun rises and sets twice as fast, giving crops almost no time to absorb energy. What would farmers do when fields fail to bloom and harvest seasons vanish? Animals that hunt at night or sleep during the day would lose their instincts. Nocturnal species would starve because nights are too short to find food. Birds would migrate at the wrong times, guided by a sky that no longer matches their instincts. The winds of destruction. As Earth spins faster, the atmosphere doesn't keep up. Winds near the equator scream at over 1,000 miles per hour, faster than any hurricane in history. Entire cities would be shredded. Skyscrapers would bend, bridges would snap, and deserts would turn into flying sandstorms. Could any plane survive in that chaos? Even oxygen would move unevenly. Would you still be able to breathe? Or would air pressure crush your lungs before the wind does? The ocean rebellion. The oceans fight back. As Earth spins twice as fast, the centrifugal force throws water toward the equator like a slingshot. Sea levels there rise by more than 30 meters, flooding entire coastlines. Places like Florida, Indonesia, and Brazil vanish beneath walls of water. Meanwhile, near the poles, oceans drain away, leaving behind strange frozen deserts. The planet's shape begins to bulge at the middle, changing gravity's pull. The equator becomes the new seafloor, and mountains rise from the Arctic like islands of ice. Would humanity escape to higher ground, or would the mountains themselves crumble into the spinning chaos? The shift in gravity. Gravity, our invisible anchor, no longer feels the same. The faster the Earth spins, the more it throws things outward. Near the equator, you'd weigh up to 15% less. Even the ground under cities starts to drift and crack. Would skyscrapers start to lean as if drunk? Could a building even stand straight if the pull beneath it keeps changing? Engineers would rush to invent new stabilizers. But what about people? Would we adapt, or would gravity itself start to reject us? Planes might need less power to lift off, but could they even fly straight when air currents spin in every direction? Rockets would need new launch math because the planet's rotation speed would twist their paths mid-flight. The planet's balance would shatter, and everything living on it would feel the pull toward destruction. Weather goes wild. Now the sky loses control. The faster rotation twists the jet streams into knots. Winds that once moved gently now rage at over 1,000 kilometers an hour. Tornadoes erupt in cities that never knew storms. Snow falls in deserts, and the tropics freeze overnight. Would you still recognize the seasons? Could winter and summer swap places in a single week? Imagine the Sahara covered in ice, or the Arctic hit by monsoon rains. The air pressure between poles and equator changes so quickly that lightning storms turn constant. The sky flashes day and night, a world of endless thunder. Forests burn, then flood, then freeze. Animals lose their migration paths. Birds crash mid-flight, confused by the violent winds. Crops wither before they bloom. How long could we survive on a planet spinning out of control when even the air outside has turned against us? Human adaptation. Years later, humanity learns to live with the chaos. We build underground cities where time feels stable. We design machines to slow down our sense of day and night. Technology replaces nature's rhythm. But what kind of world would that be? A world where no one sees a full sunrise anymore? Could humans really adapt to sleeping 4 times a day? Or would time itself become just another invention, like a broken clock we pretend still works? The science behind it. Scientifically, if Earth doubled its rotation, its shape would change too. The equator would bulge more, poles would flatten, and tectonic plates might shift. Volcanoes could erupt faster, releasing gas and heat. The magnetic field protecting us from solar radiation might weaken, turning our skies into glowing auroras. Could faster spin also change our orbit? Not likely. But earthquakes would rise, and satellites would fail to keep track of us. So, could Earth ever actually spin this fast naturally? Only if a massive asteroid hit it hard enough, and if that happens, we'd have much bigger problems. A planet out of balance. Now Earth is no longer the blue planet we knew. Oceans are in the wrong places, the air is poisoned by storms, and life hangs on by a thread. Humanity hides beneath steel domes, building artificial clocks and false skies. Would anyone even remember the real sunrise? Would they still call this spinning chaos Earth? Or would it become something new, a reminder that nature's balance was never ours to control? Earth spinning twice as fast would turn paradise into panic. Day and night, gravity and time, all of it would lose meaning. Humanity might survive, but not as we know it. So maybe our slow rotation is a blessing. It gives us balance, peace, and rhythm, things we don't notice until they're gone. But what if something even stranger happened? What if Earth just stopped spinning altogether? That's a story for another video. If you want to keep exploring impossible worlds and science stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell before Earth spins too fast for you to catch up.